www.newtoboss.com. This is again Ty, and in this video, I'd like to show to you how you can quickly configure a ZTE ZXV10 W300 series router. Again, this is a combination of a modem and a router. A router function has been integrated to a modem. There are models right there, are devices which are separate. One router, one modem. So think about that, the one that you're using right now is a modem plus an integrated router right directly into that device. So you got one piece with two functions. So what you do, whatever Windows or whatever computer that you're using, you just have to bring up your web browser, whatever default browser that you're using, load that up. In my case, I'm using Firefox. Default IP addresses would range from 192.168.0.blank. D-Link routers, when I was still working with them, it's 192.168.0.1. That's the old combination for the IP address. Why do you need an IP? Because you need a key. That's the door. Alright, let's say door 1, door 2. Let's think about that you're on an apartment. So you're on apartment 101. So what you want to do, make changes on, is apartment 101. So that apartment 101 is actually on a combination code for router 192.168.0.1. So if it's not pulling any, that means it's not correct, or somebody might have changed it, or in your country, probably you're using a different combination for the gateway or for the IP. So what you do is bring up your command prompt, Windows key, press that on your keyboard together with the letter R. Again, Windows key R together, and we'll give you run. Type in CMD, enter. Again, CMD, enter. If it's not pulling any page, do this. What you'd have to do here is type in IPCONFIG. Again, IPCONFIG all together. Click on enter. Bring this down. Make this a little bit larger. So what you have to look for right here is something that says IPv6 address. IPv4 address, subnet mask, default gateway. So your version 4 address actually is running 192.168.1.2. So this is the IP of the computer that you are using. If you have something else like a mobile phone, a smartphone connected to your network, it might be using a different IP like 192.168.1.4, or probably 1.1 or 1.10 for other computers. So the combination code, the first three, 192.168.1, those are default. The gateway, this is your root gateway, 192.168.1.1. If you bring up your Firefox, remember what we typed in is 0.1. Again, 192.168.0.1. So compare that. So it's not the same. What you just have to do here is change the 0 to 1. You say 192.168.1.1, and you can access your router now. So what you say is admin. That's actually a default to routers. If you can't log in using admin, you might have to contact or reset. If reset doesn't work, contact your store where you purchase it from, or some other providers that you got your router from. Let me just log in, and there you go. I already changed the password though, so again, the default right there is admin and probably 1234 or whatever combination code that your provider would give you. So it would log you in to um, the interface itself. What you first have to do is to change. If you have a new router, ZXV10 W300 series or whatever router, what you first have to do is to change the password. You should have to do that. Why? Because there are other people who knows how to hack, and probably they would have control over your router. So what you do with this device, you go to device info. That's basically it, the one that's been preloaded. You get to see everything in there. But if you want to change the password of the router upon logging in, go to maintenance right here. Got something that says admin, you got new password, confirm password. This is your username, it's default in there. So you actually cannot change that anymore. You just have to type in new password. But for now, you can just click on save. I'm not going to do that because I already have my password. Let's go back. Something that says interface setup. If you want to change this according or set up your router, what you have to look for right here is something that's again interface setup. Go to internet right here, then click on that, and it should give you something that says here. You have to look up for something that says encapsulation, which is a code routed from your ISP. I'm using the dynamic IP address, so I'm not going to change this. A dynamic IP is actually provided automatically from, upon subscription. But if you're using a static IP, if you select that, it's going to give you a page like this. You would need to type in static IP addresses that was given to you by your provider. You can get that. Again, you have to verify your connection first. Contact your provider, ask them if you're using dynamic. If you are using the dynamic, pretty easy. Just select that. It's going to dynamically pull IP addresses each and every time. Refresh that from the source. You got different IPs every time. But if you have static IP, maybe you're doing server, you've got a home computer using as a server, you have to have that on a permanent IP. You have requested maybe, or you really have an IP address that's static. You have to look up for, ask them for the static IP code, subnet mask, and gateway. They have to type in here and save. If you don't have that, you have Pppoe. This is a conventional username and password. For some DSL users, you would get to have a username here and a password. Again, you have to ask your provider. If you're under Pppoe, what you have to ask them is a username only and a password. Those only two. Type the username, type the password here. Then click on save. Right? If you are on a bridge mode, which probably you won't do that because you're going to use this as an extender. So those are only three: dynamic IP, static, and Pppoe. Distracted again. All right, so that's about it. Just save that, and you should have an internet connection. If you want to make changes with your wireless or WLAN, just click on wireless right here, and you have to make the access point activated. Why? If you don't, that means you turn off the function or the routing function for the wireless signal. So change bandwidth right here. You're not gonna move that. If you go to wireless, just click on wireless and scroll down a little bit and look up for something that says broadcast SSID. I set that to no. Right? Why I do that? Because I just actually needed to do that because there are a lot of people connecting. If they would try to connect if they can see my broadcast. This is my ID. All right, this is my favorite. It's a food, so don't mind that. Um, whatever you type in there, people would see if you allow the SSID broadcast. Like when you're a mall, you're trying to connect to a source, and it would say look up for something that says Starbucks One. So you look up for something that says Starbucks One from your list, and you connect to that. But sometimes you just want to protect that. You don't want people to see that. You your own knows the combination for your SSID, so you basically want to just turn the broadcast to no. And WEP encryption, if you're not much into security, you can just use 64-bit. But if you do want to do PSK, WPA, do more advanced combinations, higher decryption, it will be better. But here is your password. You could type here. So again, here what you just have to do is um, type in an SSID and type in a key or a password. Then just click on save right at the bottom. And that's basically it. Restart your computer, restart your modem, and it would probably work. For some other video tutorials regarding this modem, I'm going to be creating more about that. You can check that out in the coming videos. Again, my name is Ty. Thanks for watching. See you back.